What is going on, adventurers? It is your storyteller of the realms, your bard of the internet, Keith Loves Gaming, baby. And yo, I am here to tell you all about a little game called Marvel Tokon! As Japanese as I can pronounce that. Yo, what's going on, y'all? So, if you don't know, now you know. This is essentially anime Marvel, right? And, yo, I gotta tell you, this is one of the games that is feeding my inner child the most. I have never, and I repeat, ever gotten into a game like this ever. Honestly, I haven't gotten into Marvel vs. Capcom 1, 2, or 3 like this, but the minute I picked up Marvel Tokon, oh, I was so in, right? Let's just look at this team. Wakanda royalty versus yo, I'm super excited to be able to just throw down with my faves. And, you know, me and Elise were playing some games and some matches, and what you're gonna see is, you know, us being a little scrambly throughout this, and, you know, of course, me talking and her not really saying much, but we're essentially going back and forth, and the game itself is phenomenal. Just to put it out there, it is probably one of the best fighters of the year, and it's kind of not even close, guys. I'm gonna just be frank. There is a lot of stuff here, and as you can see, you know, we're still trying to figure out the buttons. What I want to start off talking about is the combo system and how difficult it is to actually get your other characters on the screen, right? You can do it in a variety of ways. You can knock them across the stage. You can hit them with an auto combo, or you can hit them with a few moves that automatically get them in there, like crossovers or things like that. As you can see, you can switch after as well, but those are not necessarily easy to get when your opponent really knows movement. Like, if you're a movement god in any other fighting game, this is going to be the game for you. And I think Avatar, Avatar Legends is a really good precursor as to how nutty movement actually gets. Because I'm talking zipping and flipping, going up, going down, left to right, side to side. You can mix people in so many different ways that it's kind of ridiculous. And I think Magic and Black Panther are some of the characters that really shine when it comes to this, because, yo, just look at how dangerous it is when she zips right in front of your face, right? Like, unless you know, you're not going to be able to really understand what happens or what she's doing. So you really got to get in the lab for this game. And then just so you all are aware, there is a simplistic mode for this, but they do have traditional commands, which of course not only do more damage, but I believe are faster in some regards. But it is pretty nice to play characters that you really meld with. Like me, I decided to go with Storm, Black Panther, Blade, and of course Penny to start off with. And I'm probably gonna hop around teams for a while until I find a team that I really mesh with. Which the next video is going to contain Doom. So if you guys want to see some Doom gameplay, let's try to get this video to at least 20 likes if we can. I believe we can do it. You know, we're 800 strong over on YouTube. You know, it's not something that's hard to request. But, like, I'm going to tell you the truth. This game, it just makes me really happy to be back into fighting games, right? Because there's so much to discover. There's so much freedom of expression. Like, a lot of these characters do not feel like they're samey or play the same. Like, you can play these characters however you want. Every character has zoning. Every character has movement options. Every character has, you know, some kind of, you know, get around the screen more than once or twice. You know, I'm kind of going all over the place, but that's because the sick-ass super is happening, and, you know, I'm getting my ass whooped. But the main thing, chat, is that while I'm over here getting my ass whooped and telling you about these things, I want you to know that I'm still having a great time while getting my ass whooped, right? And that is kind of my seal of approval when it comes to these types of games, is if I can jump in, be squirrely, or if I can just, you know, understand what's going on and, like, try to figure out and read my opponents really quickly, like, yeah, it's a game. It's a full-fledged, awesome game, because I think what a lot of developers, you know, really try to do is, like, of course they want you to feel powerful, but there's also a system in here that prevents ultimates or prevents infinites, and it's quite obvious, right? one of the infinite systems that they put in was that flash of white right there during a hard knockdown. You were invincible as long as you flash white. And you're probably asking yourself, oh, well, Keith, that's, super obvious. All I'm going to do is, just wait until that invincibility goes away, and then I'm just going to, kill them. Well, here's the thing, right? They can also change when and how they wake up, and they can cross over or block while you're trying to do mashing and smashing, right? So if they understand, what you're trying to go for, your opponent has a lot of defensive tools to get out of danger, right? The corner is dangerous, but it's not like they can't use those resources to hop out, as Elise just showed, where she would use a crossover, boom, and then just get out of pressure, right? And that's really good, because the more crossovers you do, the better it is, right? And you got to do it when you're blocking. And yeah, like boom, right there. Like doing the splashback also allows you to dodge whatever projectiles are coming your way, and also whatever hit is coming your way, and allowing you to get right back into the fight. And it feels so good to pull off, whether you're on defense or offense. It's like, oh man, I just want to play this scrambly ass game. But here we go, Mecha Meltdown. Yo, this move right here, these ultimate or level 3s are so good that it is honestly the standard for specials here going forward. It reminds me of the cinematics of Ultimate, what was it, Naruto Ninja Storm, right? The Ninja Storm series. Like, yo, these supers are incredibly detailed. The animations go on for such a long time, but they're so great and so crisp. I really hope nobody complains about how long the supers are, because that's exactly how the super should feel, I think. I think as far as game feel, as far as just getting into how you enjoy a game, this is one of those games that you definitely want to just take your time, rock with, and have a good time. Play a few matches with friends. Hop online if you're feeling squirrely. They didn't have ranked for this open beta, because I think they're definitely saving that for later, so they didn't want people to get into too deep into the ranked grind. But I know I personally am super excited to be able to get into ranked and have a good time with understanding the interactions between each of these teams, right? Because the synergy was kind of sort of getting there as we continued to understand things. But there was also that right there, right? The down heavy. Down heavy from Dragon Ball FighterZ is so oppressive in this game if you time it right. Like, you can just launch people and do combo and do damage, and it's so good, and bada bing, right into super, right? And that's GG's, that's a wrap. What I've also noticed is that, like, they put auto combos in there for a reason, Chad. Like, people complain about auto combos all the time, but you've really got to kind of just accept that this is the way of fighting games these days, where it comes to, hey, what are you doing with your combo? Hey, are you close range? Go ahead and mash that motherfucker. Especially if you've got meter, you'll do at least 75% damage, right? And that's kind of what an auto combo should be, right? It's like, what is your quickest option? Okay, that's my quickest option. Let me go ahead and utilize that, which again, also doesn't drop, right? Because there's a lot of moments in here that you'll see where we're kind of still playing like Dragon Ball FighterZ, where we'll let our opponent drop to the ground and we'll, give them an opportunity to breathe. But that's just because we're still trying to figure things out, right? Like, later on, you will see people just do touch of deaths. You will see people just do like ridiculous combo strings and just keep the party going for probably as long as possible, I would have to say. But as we're going through these matches and getting to it, like, one of the things that another thing that I have to speak about, because I'm always saying one of the things, another thing that I have to talk about is zoning, right? Zoning and how to get out of it. To start with, everybody has a zoning tool, right? And there are, of course, characters who are better than others, but what you have to do when somebody starts zoning you is you have to recognize it immediately, right? Because the minute you don't recognize it is the minute that they're going to put you into the corner and you're going to feel like you can't move. Whereas you'll notice with Elise, she utilized her crossover attack and her ability to get out of pressure to be able to stop me in my tracks. And then right here is what I do, the super cancel, and I just start bringing in everybody, right? Because I have the meter. I have the meter to be able to essentially hyper combo cancel right into it, right? And oh my gosh, Blade is so good. Like, his ability to just like zip and flip and get in there is incredible. Like, I can understand why Maximilian loves Blade, because honestly, I love Blade too. I really do. I want to be super sick with him. Probably the point character for a lot of people coming into the game, I think, because the stakes just allow him to not only get you with a hit, it stuns the opponent and allows you to get into more combo. And then if you did an auto combo from there, you could essentially do 75% just from an auto combo, just from a stake toss and an auto combo. That's 75% damage, right? And that's kind of nutty. I do also wish that, like, the damage on other characters in the background was a bit higher, because honestly, it makes calling out assists willy-nilly a lot more dangerous. And I think what we want to do is make it so that way people get a little worried with calling assists in here, right? Because, you know, as you can see, it's very much, you know, hey, get off me, hey, I'm going to do this, hey, I'm going to do that. But if there's like an opportunity to pressure or zone somebody while they're across the screen with their assist, I feel like that should do a substantial amount of damage if they're just not aware. But that's just me personally, because, you know, when you're out there and you get a happy birthday on somebody, things can turn bad really quickly. And I think a happy birthday only happened once, and that was when Elise was playing. And that'll be in later matches as we go along. But, I got to tell you, it is really, really sick to be able to see this team in action. You know, and of course, Storm, if you've seen my shorts, has the best, assemble in the game. But what we're going to try to do for the next match is try to go for the assembles, the Tokon assembles, and I'll start discussing things earlier. But as I was saying about zoning and pressure, you of course have a lot of options to get it in and out of pressure, okay? There's the crossover on block, there's the essential, I guess not the, but we're just going to call it the crossover button, which is X and square. Usually a grab, but it's actually an overhead with invincibility and armor. So you can essentially pull it out even when you're in the back foot and you're in a dangerous situation. But if your opponent gets a hard read on you for that particular chance that you tried to take, they will blow you the fuck up. Yeah, see right there, I tried to call in assist, and she zipped right over to me and ba 1-2. And that's exactly how the game should be, okay? It should make you fearful for calling out assist just willy-nilly. You should have some level of strategy when calling out your assist. You shouldn't call them out in neutral as much, and I think that's kind of by design. Like, a lot of people will like set up teams to where, yeah, I can just call my assist in neutral and it's incredibly oppressive, but I always want to be able to punish that shit, right? So that way, if you decide to zone me from full screen, then what I'm going to do is just make it so that way your zoning is beaten out every single time by either rush down or people who know where you're going. And as you can see, she tried to do the backup crossover, which allows you to get out of pressure, but all I did was just call assist, and boom, it still got her, right? Because the assist was delayed. And that's the kind of strategy that I want to be able to have more of in this game. Like, it isn't just all these like 4-person, 3-person tag fighters are scrambly by design, but it should also feel like, oh my gosh, that was a really sick call for your assist at that right moment. It should feel like, okay, your team is actually working together. They're coming in and they're like fighting each other from off screen, or they're like knocking each other up, knocking each other here, knocking each other there. And yeah, the double dodge is really good. But I always think that, you should be able to have more options for defensive capabilities in a game like this where everything can get super nutty. Exactly. Like, look at that. I just flew to avoid the backup crossover, right? I flew to be able to get around that, and then boom, through the shield or through the spear, right? Through the spear to just wrap up the round. And I think that was probably the best call here. Is sometimes you just gotta throw spear, chat. Sometimes you really just gotta throw spear and make it happen. You know what I mean? But as we're continuing on with these next matches, you'll come to see that some assists are better than others. Like, Penny has 2 projectiles that are low and they are sometimes explosive, and her being like kind of the tank of the game, besides Hulk and everything else, really does set her apart when it comes to assist, because there's just a lot of opportunity to get people off you and to make it so that way when you're utilizing Penny as an assist, you can always keep your point character nice and healthy. Because really, the game is so far, where everybody doesn't have training, or the people did have training mode, but they didn't really hop into it much. So far, the name of the game is find assists that make your point healthy. That's the name of the game, Chad, because you're going to be using your point character way more than you utilize any of your other team until the game really opens up, until you really understand what all you want to do with your team like that. Like, you can switch in and out after combos or in and out after crossover if you just press the left trigger in time. And honestly, I feel like that should be changed, personally. Like, I feel like that might be better, because I understand what they wanted to do. Oh, here we go, the first assemble, and I'll get back to talking about switching later. But yo, these assembles are incredible. It takes 150 meter. It's the final. It can only be done on the final round. Per the character that is per the player that is losing, and it does absurd damage. Okay, and when I mean absurd, I mean low. Absurd, right? Like, yo, like there was nothing Elise felt like she could do after that, right? That was literally a pip left, a pixel to my full meter. And the thing is, even if I had full health, I could have still pulled that off with the auto combo, right? So don't shy away from pulling that out when you need to, all right? When you pull it out and you get the GGs, you gotta make sure that you appropriately and effectively know your spacing. Spacing is huge in this game, because there's a lot of characters who can just mash like every single time, no matter the distance. But like certain characters like Blade, certain characters like Danger cannot essentially counter, because their normals are a bit stubbier, or their normals are weird and awkward placement. So you have to be willing to change up the strategy and understand what moves actually punish effectively. And I think that's very important as we continue to go along into these next matches with the Cybernetic Avengers, because you're going to see some strategy changes, because, you know, I really appreciate Danger as a character. I think she's super good. But one of the things that really will like make her even better, because she can be a zoner or a mid-range type of character, is, you know, effective like character swapping in and out. She has a teleport. She has a really good break like heavy. She reminds me a lot of like Lambda 13 from freaking what was it? Lambda 13 from BlazBlue, and or Lambda 11, excuse me. And I think that's really good to have, because you want a character that keeps players on their toes and like forces them to really like, think about what they're doing. And did you see how like I threw the shield first and then went into super, so that way the opponent could not move? Like, I think that's a really good design by Captain America. Like, Captain America in this game is probably my favorite rendition of Captain America, because as opposed to him being just a close range badass like Ryu, he can also be a zoner. He can also be a tricky, a counter player. Like, he has everything that is good for characters in this game. Like, he might be Mr. Everyman, but that is okay, because he is super powerful, super busted, super just, all right, well, you know, I don't have my shield, that's fine. I can do this all day, which is what he does, right? And, you know, you can see Magic also getting in there and mixing shit up. But what Captain does is, like, with the spacing and the timing, he can just call his Avengers out and get right into it and then switch, boom. And then you're back into the zoning, right? Danger and Cap have a really good synergy of mid-range, close range, and then boom, right back into it, all right? And again, it will take you a while to get used to how switching works, chat. Some players will have a little bit more knowledge of it than others, but yo, it does take some time to really get in there. And now Cap's unique ability is, of course, the Trick Shield, which he can throw and also use to guard projectiles. And every single time he guards something, he like buffs it, right? Oh, GG. Stylish. Styling and profiling, Cap. Styling and profiling. But when he guards things with the shield, I think he gets like 1 or 2 guards. But as long as you hold it, you're able to block things, and it makes it more powerful the more you block it. So continuously block with the shield, continuously do things. Don't feel stubby or stuck with Cap. But honestly, here's the character that I need to talk about the most, which is the Amazing Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man is incredible. This is older Peter Parker. This is Peter Parker in his 30s, with the web shooters, with everything that he needs, with web bombs, with all the stuff that really brings his flexibility and his techniques to the forefront. Because not only is he like incredibly acrobatic, incredibly quick, his non-lethal techniques do so much damage. so much absurd damage that it's like, yo, we might need to nerf Spider-Man. I honestly feel that way because there's just so much that you can do with Spider-Man. Like, you can zone, you can do close range shenanigans, you can mix up. His whip zip is almost like a teleport in the way that how it goes down. Because honestly, it's so good. And here I'm trying to, you know, give Elise a little love. Show Elise a little love. You know what I mean? We always show our adventurers a little love. We're out here playing some good games. You know what I'm saying? Because these were good games, right? No matter who was on the top or who on the bottom, we were having a freaking blast. And of course, the beta is now over, so you won't be able to hop in. But come next week, brother, I tell you, there's gonna be an information dump on this game of content, of understanding of how things work, and we're just gonna be going through every single thing. We're gonna be talking about it. I might be reposting some matches and getting into things, but yo, you guys have got to keep it here and keep it locked in for all your Marvel Tokon needs. If this video has found you well and you do like what you see here, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Support us on Patreon, the YouTube, the Twitch, the Kick. Doing so allows me to continue to bring you all of this content Monday through Friday, 10:30 to 3:30. And I sincerely appreciate you guys hanging out with me, just explaining some sick-ass Marvel, baby. Because, yo, sick-ass Marvel is pretty nice. And yeah, I really want to also hone in on the fact that as we're like learning these teams, there will be meta, yes, but at the moment, every team is viable. Right? Every team is super viable. Every team has like strengths, weaknesses that have been very well balanced. And you can tell from top to bottom that when ArcSys is behind the wheel, they really focus on quality over quantity. And that is something that I appreciate higher than anything else because, you know, not only did they listen to their fans by changing things up and making sure that characters get new moves and different things per beta, but they also allow us to be able to test the network, test things as far as like rank, and you know, hopefully, or when rank does come out, I'm really hoping that it's it kind of takes a page out of 2xKO and has us in kind of a chill lobby waiting for matches. Because honestly, 2xKO's lobby style makes me want to play 2xKO more than any other fighter, right? And I think Marvel can follow suit with that if like ranked doesn't feel like such a slog and they go the Street Fighter 6 way of just making it so that way, hey, you're in the battle hub and you're able to do whatever, right? You're able to have a good time, you're able to go to ranked matches, casual, whatever. We're not going to put you on a screen and make you wait. We're gonna let you go in. But yo, check this finale out, right? The Cybernetic Avengers, and then, you know, hopefully Marvel doesn't sue for this, but this is just infinite justice in its core, right? And it is the sickest finale ever. But as you know, I've been your host, KLG Violet, KeithLovesGaming. Please be sure to subscribe. And as always, adventurer, see you in the next one. Have a great day. Happy gaming. Cheers!